The Arizona Cardinals kicked off 2025 training camp. We give you the highlights, a full recap, and the latest uninjured first-round pick, Walter Nolen, Johnny Venerable.
Yeah, the lowlights. Who's ready to step up? How long will the big man be out? All that and more. PHNX Cardinals starts now. Hey, welcome in. Live from Studio K, presented by our friends at Circle K. It's the PHNX Cardinals podcast, your premier Arizona Cardinal podcast. Like and subscribe. Leave us a 5-star wherever you get your programming. I'm Johnny Venerable. There's Brack. We got our guy Kev behind the mic today, producer of the phenomenal U of A Wildcats podcast. He's subbing in for Noel. We'll be back next week as we break down everything and anything Arizona Cardinals training camp day one, which includes, yes, the ugly Walter Nolen injury, which is going to knock him out for some time, according to head coach Jonathan Gannon.
Was it a big-time bummer? No doubt about it, that your top pick is not ready to start camp due to a recent injury. Did it sully the first day of training camp? No, by no means did it do that. But, yeah, I mean, it was unfortunate that we didn't see the 16th overall pick. Let me give a fond welcome to our friends, Mr. Fat Gangster. How about Shaft? We got our guy, Math to the Power of Joe, who's a regular here. Amadeus, Jacob. You got so many people. Reximus, Ryan Walker. Oh, for sure. There's a blast from the past. What's going on? We got our guy, Mike Meyer, Humble Rumble. The entire squad is here. Excited, Johnny, to talk about the first day of Arizona Cardinals training camp. And it's not just Walter Nolen. That's a position group that we're going to have a microscope over the entire training camp. It's another position mate of Walter Nolen that we'll talk about as well. Another PUP edition. And then also just what happened out there in Glendale as far as the actual practice, which was low tempo. I'll give you that. It was not high paced. It wasn't physical. It's not going to be for a couple more days, but you know, there was an excitement. There was obviously focus from the entire 90 out there that were participating.
Yeah. So let's jump right into it. Jonathan Gannon met with you and the rest of the media this morning. Brack. Do we have the clip? We'll provide an injury update, and then we'll react and discuss the fallout here. Walter Nolen hurt his calf. Here's the head coach.
Couple injury notes for you guys. Bilal won't be out there, coming back from the neck still. BJ won't be out there, coming back from the knee. And a new one that popped up was Walter hurt his calf training, so he's going to miss some time. And all three of them are doing everything they can to get back on the field. So that's just a little update for you guys with that. Give me some questions.
How serious is Walter Nolen's injury?
You know, they're all different, but he's going to miss some time. You know, really don't like to compare injuries. He hurt his calf, you know, a little bit different injury, and they're obviously different people. So he's working hard to get back.
When you say this time, you mean you're expecting throughout past camp and into like preseason, regular season, or right now just talking about training camp time?
Well, I don't know, Danny, honestly. You know, they're all different. So he's recovering, rehabbing, and he'll get out there when he needs to get out there, but he's going to miss some time.
With all three of them, is there a chance this extends into the regular season?
Again, Teo, I don't know that. You know what I mean? I really don't. You know, we'll see how it goes. Each one's a little bit different. Each injury's a little bit different. Each guy's a little bit different. So we'll get rolling, and other guys will get ready to go, and they'll get ready to go. They want to be out there with their teammates and practice, and we need all three. But when they're healthy, they'll play.
Okay, so Bo, you were in the room when those comments were made, and
The firing squad.
Yeah. I mean, like, kudos, Teo Mackey and Danny Sarek and everybody just peppering in, asking the question. Who says the Phoenix media is soft? How about those questions? Let's go. You didn't hear Bo, though, firing off questions. He was sitting back.
Yeah, I'm just yeah, what do you got? I got my phone just trying to get the answers out there. But yeah, people asking the questions, asking the right questions. And
Yeah.
you heard obviously like right away, he had to answer whether or not it was similar to last year's first round pick, their other first round pick, Darius Robinson, who suffered a calf injury after training camp leading up to week 1 of the regular season. And people feel a bit snake bitten. And Jonathan Gannon shot that down. And as with any injury to any of his players, he's going to maintain that each injury, each individual is they run on their own kind of schedule there. And it doesn't change for Walter Nolen. And, we're curious about the timeline. If you just look at it as far as when we looked this up last year with Darius Robinson, you've got 3 grades as far as calf injuries.
Yeah.
You've got a grade 1 strain, which is mild, and it's about 7, like a week to 2 weeks. And then you got a grade 2, which is 3 to 6. And then you got a severe grade 3, which would be like 2 to 4 months. And that's where I think you would have every right to be really disappointed just being robbed of being able to see your first round pick. But if it's grade 1, grade 2, I think that there's a very good chance that you could see Walter Nolen start the season for the Arizona Cardinals. Now, Ian Rappaport,
let's get
once we were out there on the practice field, gave us an update.
Yeah, do we have the tweet? Here it is, Bo. Saying the timetable puts him out. He's going to miss most, if not all, training camp. Sources say it. And Rap Sheet's got good relationship with the Cardinals and their media relations team, front office. So, this is coming from the Cardinals. Nolan's timetable puts him right up against the start of the season, but the bulk of his recovery will come in camp. So, Bo, the severe instance that you alluded to, not the case here. My guess, and again, this is purely speculation, okay? My guess is that he will be ready for week 1. However, there is some concern, I'm sure, within the organization because what happened last year? Darius came back, right? And we know he re-injured his calf at some point. Right? Don't we feel like that's what happened, or at least people have alluded to that? And there have been, tens of hundreds of other situations like this where a player comes back too early. They're fighting like hell to get back on the practice field. And then unfortunately, it makes matters worse. So would it be surprising if they held him out and were extra precautious given the depth they have? No, it wouldn't surprise me. So I'll go on the record. I think week 1 is definitely still in play. You play the New Orleans Saints, XFL team, with all due respect. Then you get the Panthers at home. And you load it up on defensive line this offseason. I mean, what is roughly 60 days from now, 60 to 65 days from now, week 3 at San Francisco in Santa Clara. That's almost 70 days away, 60 to 70 days away from right now. I think we're okay here. I know does it hurt his development if he misses training camp? Of course, you want him out there. You would prefer he's out there, right? But good hell, the people are acting like he's out for the year. This is Darius 2.0. First of all, the disrespect there, and I'll go to bat for Darius every time. Darius is not a bust. He was their best flipping front 7 player last year. He had an injury. His mom died, okay? Couldn't get over the injury. It was a horrific year. Let's not say, oh, yeah, spade is spade. D-tackle in the first round hurts his calf. Same thing. Come on. Let's not be naive like that, guys.
Well, and then you also have the other horrible comp that I saw. My Twitter mentions were a horror show after just reporting this news. Robert Nkemdiche 2.0.
Yeah.
Folks, Robert Nkemdiche, he nearly killed himself falling out of a hotel window partying.
Yeah.
This was Walter Nolen at the facility, according to Ian Rappaport, working out in preparation for the season.
Right.
Every conversation we've had with Walter Nolen or with people who've gotten to know Walter Nolen or knew Walter Nolen in the pre-draft process talked about the guy's his focus. He keeps the main thing. He wants to be a successful football player. He's not somebody that he was, I think, wrongly painted a picture of during the pre-draft process, and somebody that isn't focused on football, because he absolutely is. And to say that he's like Robert Nkemdiche, was a bona fide bust, no doubt about it, who did not love football. It's not the same guy as Walter Nolen is, who's all in, and it's just unfortunate, suffered an injury here before he could even start his career. So, yeah, when we look at the timetable and we don't know much, you only get the pretty much the comments from the head coach, and then you get the report and inside info from Ian Rappaport. But then you also can take off of what you know as far as how this organization under Gannon, under Ossenfort have handled injuries. Like Darius Robinson, his practice window opened last year, but then it even took him getting activated a couple weeks later, and then not even really truly activated until a couple weeks after that. It's the 5 buckets thing. Health is the main bucket. This is Jonathan Gannon's thing that Walter Nolen has to fill right now. He has to get healthy. And then they're going to get to the football part of this. And it's a little bit slower of a sludge to get him up to speed. But the one thing that you do know about this team, and we previewed it, is they are deep at defensive line for the first time ever under this current regime.
ESPN lists is the biggest strength of the team. Now, that strength and depth gets tested. And, whether he starts the year on the active roster, whether he's not, and they have to put him on temporary injured reserve, somebody just got a lifeline of a bunch of guys that this is, I don't want to say this is good news for anybody, but like if you're LJ Collier, here's an opportunity, right? If you're Elijah Simmons, here's an opportunity. Again, we want to be in a position where Walter Nolen is peaking at the right time when the Cardinals are hopefully playing their best football, right? You don't want to jeopardize that, rushing him back just so he can be active against the Carolina Panthers or Tyler Shuck in New Orleans. I mean, like, the defense last year was the strength of this team, and they have added 5 to 10 great players this offseason to help this unit, and they're going to have one temporary absent, hopefully not any more than that. And, I think they'll be okay. Have faith in Nick Rallis. Have faith. We're going to talk about Darius Robinson, right? To me, it's disappointing, yes. Worst case scenario, absolutely. I mean, I remember guys Jonathan Cooper on the 2013 team made it all the way through camp, got hurt the last possession of the 3rd or 4th preseason game. And that was it. And his career with the Cardinals was basically kaput after that. So I get it. Cardinal fans are cynical to this. I am as well. But I also feel like if it's not serious enough to knock him out indefinitely, then let him rehab on his own. And again, to Jonathan Gannon's point, I posted this on Twitter, everybody reacts differently to this. Now, are the Cardinals under JG and Ossenfort super precautious? Absolutely, because they're player first. But they know their temperature, their locker room. Well, I don't think this is going to cost the Cardinals games. I'll just say that.
No, I mean, as you mentioned, schedule, it really does play out favorably. Your first 6 games against non-playoff teams,
right?
Especially the first 2 weeks of the season, you've got 2, bottom dwellers in the NFC South, probably, arguably, the worst roster going into this upcoming season in the Saints to really kick things off. It would take a couple more injuries to the entire roster and position groups to really put people at worry as far as that game goes. But yeah, you want to play with your new toy. You don't want somebody to buy it for you and then stash it away for the next couple months, and then you get to play with it down the road.
Closet, right?
Everybody wants instant gratification. You want to see your new shiny toy, your 16th overall pick, who's just absolute SEC ass kicker, game wrecker, and also plays a position of strength in Jonathan Gannon's defense. In a position that we've been deprived of good play for the last couple seasons. You want to see him in action. And it really is just like Darius Robinson. It's the, oh crap, here we go again. Famous movie line as I clean it up a little bit. But yeah, it's time now it's time for Walter Nolen to get healthy and you figure out, you start to take inventory of the rest of the room.
And again, it is ironic, you lose BJ Ojulari most of his first year. He's not ready to play, right? First front 7 player they drafted. Last year it was Darius. This year it's Walter Nolen. That's just bad luck, man. It's the NFL. It's bad luck. It's unfortunate. And to Ossenfort's credit, he has a surplus now. We're going to break down that surplus right around the corner here on PHNX Cardinals. Cardinals are back in action, as is our friends Boa Pure Edibles.
That's right. You want to hit us with the
I can.
You need to hit the ad transition there, guy? There we go.
Yeah, I got the Pure Edibles. Pure Edibles, founded in Arizona, available in 130 dispensaries statewide. Pure gummies are not covered in sugar like all the other competitors. They're offering gummies. Their version Kicks, which is like a Starburst, but better. They've got hard candies. They've got chews. Pure effects are clearly listed on each tin, so you know exactly what to expect. Their gummies offer sleep support with CBN, CBG, CBD, and other marijuana-derived THC. They were created in Flagstaff, and again, it's the home of Pure Edibles, is now made in Phoenix, Arizona. The Pure gummies are designed to be ripped in half or bit, making them easily shareable, easy to dial in your exact dose. Go find yourself some Pure Edible products at over 130 dispensaries all across Arizona.
Whatever the moment is, my friends, and as we gear up for football season, it's Bet365. It's never ordinary with them. Bet365 now has 90 million users worldwide. What are you waiting for? Join the mass of humanity that is using Bet365 as their preferred betting app. They got live streams for 780,000 events each year, early payouts across the NBA, the NHL. Bet365 pioneered live in-game betting. Look, I thrived on this during the tournament. It was unbelievable. Was able to stack up some cash for the upcoming NFL season. Don't delay right now. New customers get $150 in bonus bets when you bet $5. Win or lose, sign up, use the code PHNX365. Deposit $10 and place a bet for $5 to get that $150 in bonus bets. Again, that's win or lose. Download the Bet365 app right now. You got that going on. New customers get $150 in bonus bets when you bet $5, win or lose. Sign up, use the code PHNX365, deposit $10 and place your bet of $5 to get $150 in bonus bets. If your bet wins, loses, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, player props, futures, and more. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary. With Bet365, must be 21 years or older, physically located in Arizona. And if you or someone you know has a gambling problem or wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. And next step, text it to 53342 and visit problemgambling.az.gov.
We appreciate all of our sponsors. We appreciate all of you becoming diehards right now. We have sliced the price in half, just $36 a year. That's $3 a month? You can pick up a fresh tee like this one for free with every diehard membership. You can rep the flag tee. And of course, how about the celebratory tee, the Marv MHJ tee? All that's available right now. If you become a diehard during this sale, tag us on Twitter, immediate retweet, immediate follow from the beat account. We want to see you in the Discord. Let's get locked in for football season. Again, we got 275 watching live on YouTube alone. Drop a like here as we like what we see from the depth of the Cardinals defensive line group. We've talked about it this offseason. We've broken it all down. And this was a group that, we expected it to be a dogfight. And to some extent, it still will. How do you see the defensive line group now shake out in the interim with no Walter Nolen and now also Bilal Nichols and BJ Ojulari, which we'll get to, are both on the PUP list.
That's right. A trio of guys on the PUP list. And Bilal Nichols was somebody that we didn't see any of during voluntary, mandatory, dealing with the neck issue that ended his season, right? Stingers continue to be an issue for him. And with each addition, the ice beneath his feet got thinner and thinner. And he was a very vulnerable player as far as his roster spot goes. Johnny, with Bilal Nichols not being available to start camp, and really haven't seen him since he was lost to injury last year, outside of him, maybe showing up at practice to give some encouraging words to his teammates last year. I got a feeling that, and you've been pretty steadfast as far as your messaging here. I think we've seen the last of Bilal Nichols as an Arizona Cardinal. I'd be pretty surprised to see him come back at this point.
Even after today, you don't think this opens up an opportunity for him to fight his way back? I agree with you, by the way.
Yeah.
But, how quickly can he come off PUP list?
Because we're talking about, when we look at it, you had four guys that you could Sharpie in. And unfortunately, as we just discussed, Walter Nolen is on the PUP, and we'll see what
he could be back for the active.
Yeah, he could be back. Absolutely. Yeah. But it could open up an opportunity, at least to start the season. So you've got three guys you can lock in: Dalvin Tomlinson, Darius Robinson, Calais Campbell. And then you've got guys like LJ Collier. You've got Justin Jones, who's healthy, Dante Stills, who's healthy, vying for those spots, for those extra couple spots on the defensive line. Bilal Nichols, you can include him in that group if he ever were to resurface wearing a Cardinals uniform. But you still can fill out that rotation comfortably, even without Walter Nolen potentially being available to start the season.
Josh Weinfuss of ESPN had the Cardinals carrying 7 to open up the season. Do you think there's any way that happens?
And what would they make guys inactive on game day?
I don't
know
know
if they would run a rotation of 7. Elijah Simmons, also the undrafted rookie free agent, also involved in the mix there. I think there's a lot of hype surrounding him. So you got 4 guys that we just mentioned that you can. So you're just going to go. Everybody makes the team there. I don't think that, because you have to have a role on game day, and I don't think. Like, they love a deep rotation, like 5 guys, maybe 6. For them to have 7 players on the active roster, that seems like that's
lot.
Not the nature of the team.
Here's what I'll say. I'll go 6, and it looks like I'm in consensus with the chat. I think it's Darius, Dalvin, and Calais. I think that's your starting 3 defensive linemen. If you add a 4th, I think LJ Collier benefits from this.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yep.
He signed a vet minimum deal. Was good last year. Then you've got somebody like Justin Jones, who's healthy right now. He's a wild card, in my opinion. I think he clearly makes the team. Dante Stills, I think, makes the team now. I think that's your 6 with and we know, like, Elijah Simmons had a good offseason. His OTAs were strong. He has to perform. And if he performs, maybe he makes one of those guys expendable, right? Like maybe Elijah Simmons makes Justin Jones or LJ Collier expendable. We'll see. I tend to think that they're going to go with experience now, but I mean, again, we're talking about the Cardinals' backup defensive line is still better than the starting defensive line they had last year.
Oh,
so
yeah.
That's where we're at. And again,
and that doesn't include
Walter
if you
Nolen.
get behind the 8 ball, Bilal Nichols.
Right. Yeah. I think Bilal Nichols is done. Unfortunately for him too, he had like a stinger in his neck and it just has not improved. It looks like it's just lingering for him. So, if he gets cut, he'll end up on another team. But to me, it's like somebody will just have to keep the seat warm for Walter Nolen until he gets back. And so LJ Collier is making this team now. That's what I think. I think LJ Collier was a fringe guy. He was good last year. He's known the staff for 2 years. And you've got enough depth to overcome this. You're going to need a little bit more from Calais Campbell right now, which is totally fine because he can do that early in the season. Like, in a perfect world, like the number 1 player that you need to step up right now is the 27th overall pick from last year. Darius Robinson has to just kick ass and take names like he did in training camp last year before he went down. So to me, it's like, I love all those other players. Tomlinson's got some juice, Justin Jones, we'll see what he can provide. Darius Robinson has to look like a first-round pick because I see people pointing this out on Twitter right now. It's like the Cardinals have had 4 first-rounders under Monty Ossenfort. Paris is a home run pick. The next 3, I think Marv, his trajectory is to be a hit. I think we both agree, and we're going to talk about Marv here in a little bit. Like, we both are in that camp of that's going to be a hit for them. But then Darius and Walter Nolen, like, we get some juice out of those guys. Beginning first with Darius Robinson. Yeah.
No, you absolutely need. If you want to kind of extend it out to like top 50 picks, like front 7 play, which you've been extremely thin at since the change of the regime. You haven't gotten much from BJ Ojulari either. So it's going to be imperative that one of those guys develops, takes a step, and the guy that's most equipped to do so is Darius Robinson, and what JG calls his season 1.5, right? 1.5, his rookie year. So he played 6 games last year, limited a little bit, dealing with the calf. Probably was never, he said this, he admitted this, he was never fully healthy. Darius Robinson's fully healthy right now. Don't put him in bubble tape. I mean, he's a guy that just plays with violence, and he's always going to have that mentality. But he needs to step up and show that he's worthy of the 27th overall pick from 2024. And I think he's got the ability to do so.
They're too well coached. This unit is too deep now. They did what they needed to do. I mean, this is what they should have done with the pass rush last year. And unfortunately that it did not work out. So I am like, this doesn't change my outlook for the season. I think more than anything, we're just disappointed for Walter Nolen because we got to know him a little bit this offseason. He seems like a great kid, a great human being that loves football. And so they are doing what's in the best interest of the 16th overall pick. And I think, again, go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, you also want success for Monty Ossenfort. He doesn't, take on, the like this idea that he can't draft well high. And because I think that would be completely false.
Can I throw water on that real quick?
Yeah.
Everybody and their mom said, take Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yes.
Right? Everybody and their mother said this year, Walter Nolen, if you don't take Walter Nolen, you're a moron. Like I've said this from the beginning. If Marv doesn't work out, which he will, I'm not putting that on Austin Ford. That was the right pick. If Walter Nolen doesn't work out, which he will, good hell. What do you want to do? Take, Shamar Stewart or some of these other players? Like, I know it's ironic. Josh Simmons is healthy right now and practicing for Kansas City. Whereas we talked about it. Josh Simmons isn't going to be healthy for camp. Now Walter Nolen's not healthy for camp.
Right.
That's football. These were the right picks. Like, I will stick by that. I think Cardinal fans, yes, we're cynical and disappointed today because he's going to miss maybe a month. Let's not sell our stock yet. Let's see what this kid can do, hopefully within the next 5 to 10 years as an Arizona Cardinal.
Yeah. And look, if it is a month, if we're sitting here on August 23rd, we still have plenty of runway between now and the start of the season to get Walter Nolen up to speed, despite the injury. So defensive line, I think taking inventory, still tough uphill climb for a guy like Bilal Nichols. Like I haven't seen the guy. I don't know if we will see the guy, but we'll see. Maybe he gives it a go if he feels healthy. But is it? We got to figure out this as far as the neck, the stingers issue. Like, is it just something like one day he's going to wake up and it's going to be cleared up? Is it just a kind of a hit and miss issue?
I don't know. Let's pivot to BJ Ojulari real quick if we could. Like, is he in danger of anything? I mean, how long is he going to remain on PUP? I know he's making no money as a second-round pick a couple of years ago. It's in his third year. Like, what do you see his trajectory look like? Now, his room, to his defense, at pass rusher is much less crowded, and the Cardinals aren't going to release a second-rounder. But, like, I think we all agree, like, he blew out his knee last year in camp. It's been almost a year, still not practicing. I mean, like, is that just this team saying we're going to be really cautious with all of our players?
Yeah, I think it's the latter. I think it's just like we're still less than a calendar year removed from when he suffered that injury at training camp in 2024, and they have the luxury of being cautious. I think you look at it and you've got 4 guys I watched today. Had my eyes on Jordan Birch a little bit doing some position drills. But you've got the addition of Sweaty J, Josh Sweat. You got Zaven Collins there. You've got Jordan Birch and you've got Xavier Thomas who could potentially step up in a pinch. I think you've got 4 guys really that you can rely upon, and if you need a 5th like Xavier Thomas, you keep him, and then once Ojulari is fully ready to go, you pop him in there. So I think it's just you. And I forgot Baron Browning. He's also in that equation, but it gives you the opportunity to kind of bring him back at a more favorable and conducive to finding success for a guy like BJ Ojulari, who's dealt with injuries now his first 2 seasons, now kind of bleeding into his third.
We're a half an hour into the show. We got over 300 people watching live right now. I'm going to say that everything we just talked about, while important, is moot compared to the trajectory of when Marvin Harrison Jr., if he and Kyler Murray and Drew Petzing can find common ground, because I think we know this defense is going to be good. It could be lights out, could be special, right? Can the offense step up and be elite? As Trey McBride said earlier today, we're going to get to those comments right around the corner. It's PHNX Cardinals. Can't wait to get to this season. Can't wait to load up with our friends at Circle K. The meal deal matrix is here, my friends. Again, I talk about it all the time. Everything's expensive. Fast food, expensive. Eating out, expensive. Groceries, expensive. If you're just thinking, I need a meal that's going to do the job for under $5, well, how about the meal deal matrix, starting with the $3 meal deal? This sounds tremendous. Hot dog or a tornado, Frito-Lay's chips, and a Polar Pop up to 44 ounces. $3? Hello? You're feeding a family of 4 for $12? How about a $4 meal deal? Circle K breakfast Sammy, hash browns, and a Bang energy drink. I might get that en route to training camp on Friday. And then the Chef's Kiss coup de grace, the $5 meal deal, 2 slices of za and a 20-ounce soda or Polar Pop up to 44 ounces. a 5 spot, right? I can't even, like, my son won't even do his chores for less than $10, yet Circle K is hooking it up right now with the $5 meal deal. Join the Inner Circle for free by downloading the Circle K app today. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit CircleK.com for more details. Bo and I are going to Fantastic Four on Thursday night. You best believe I'm sneaking in some Circle K goodies.
You're going to bust out those dad cargo shorts, and you're just going to be kind of just carrying in all sorts of candies and special treats from Circle K. By the way, you've been banned from the facility. You can't go to Cardinals practice on Friday. Tough break. Look, good news is you can double your rewards with our friends over at Mountain America Credit Union. They're committed to helping out more than 1 million members across the West. That's right, 100 branches throughout the West. It's Mountain America Credit Union. Get 2 times the points and rewards credit card purchases through July 31st. Still time to double up. You can get rewards on things like gas. How about groceries, travel, home projects, other purchases with double rewards from Mountain America Credit Union. Promotion, easy way to stretch that dollar, which we all need to do nowadays. Redeem your double points and rewards on travel rebates, gift cards, event tickets, limited time only. Take advantage while you can. MACU.com/double. That's MACU.com/double. Loans are approved on credit. Offer can change or be withdrawn at any time. Limited time offer. Terms and conditions apply. Again, check it out. MACU.com/double.
Everybody do us a favor. Drop a like on this video. The goal of every single training camp show, 500 football likes here on Wednesday. We got over 315 people watching live. We're just getting started. A little bit of a buzzkill with the Walter Nolen temporary injury, but our spirits are picked up by one jacked Marvin Harrison Jr. Bo. He was on full display, and he's the savvy veteran now as number 18 at practice.
Yeah, he is. Should we bring up just some camp highlights? Take a look. Maybe we got some Marvin action here. We'll get into it. Yeah, there's Marv. Oh my goodness. Look at Diesel wearing his Cardinals red. Zay Jones there. Here's Kyler letting it rip a little bit. New backup quarterback behind him in Jacoby Brissett. Kyler was locked in. Did have some nice steam on his passes to start today. Just noticed that as he's dropping back here and letting it go. There's Will Johnson, Agent Zero. Love that jersey.
There's a first-round pick.
Yep. How about Keitrell Clark there? Oh, there he is. Sweaty J. Little face jewelry. Never seen that piercing before up in the cheek area.
I love it.
It's kind of scary. I like it. Menacing. More Will Johnson. Look at that. In some DB drills. I made our guy Shane focus on Will Johnson today. I wanted some Willie J here. Keeping it going here with the camp highlights. There's Jordan Birch, massive human, and more Marv. You're going to see him catch a nice ball here from Kyler and secure it, bringing it those big, huge biceps right there. You catch him with his hands. You love to see that. More Will Johnson getting some DB drills. And let's wrap it up with a little slow-mo of Marvin Harrison Jr.
That'll get you fired up. Love those highlights. Great job, head of production, Shano.
Absolutely.
Will Johnson, I mean, that cheers me up. It's like we don't have our first round pick, but we have the guy who fell to the second that should have gone in the first round. And so he's stepping in to cheer up Cardinal fandom. And then Marv looks like a freak show. Could you tell, like, comfort level, size, speed, athleticism? It was all on display. Like, do you get a sense that Marvin Harrison Jr. just looks and feels different than a year ago? Can you tell?
Yeah. I think you can tell even if they go through the motions on a low tempo day, that he's going to be a vocal point of this offense. Like you're going to see in like most of the, like when they were doing 7s, when they were doing 11s, if they were to do that, like it was during the closed portion. So can't really say anything about it, but yes, tomorrow you'll be able to see it during the first public practice. But I think you really just kind of get a sense it's the Marv show. It's going to be the Marv show. Obviously Trey McBride's got a huge role in this offense. And of course, Drew Petzing, we know his affinity for the tight end position. And Kyler Murray already has that rapport. But it's like you said yesterday, it's just another day, another year on campus for you. You know, you're no longer a freshman. And I think Marv kind of admitted that, like he's just feeling a lot more confident these days. So, you know, we heard from Marv. I did some kind of research before getting out to the practice field, looked at the old team site and saw Marv. His last listed weight was 209, Johnny, 209 pounds,
which is probably rounding up, by the way.
Yeah. And I think in the pre-draft, he was like 212 maybe. So he played a little, like look, give or take. It's a day. For me, it's a day at going in the Circle K, and you can add 3 pounds.
Right.
Marv added over 10 pounds of muscle. He's officially listed at 220. And this was me talking to Marv about that new listed weight.
Didn't want to put too much on. It kind of also just is more of a natural thing as well, how much your body can, develop and grow. I thought that was kind of a good number for me.
Do you feel a little more confident with the added weight and size?
Yeah, I'm always confident.
Look at his midsection, the way it goes up now. It's not just his arms. Look, that shot again. Let's play that clip one more time. Sorry to interrupt you, Bo. Everybody just focus on his midsection and then how it just expands. What is this right here? What is this, your obliques right here? That's like, look at his obliques, how big they are.
That's the obliques, and then it's also like his back, like his back and shoulders. Yeah.
Let's see it one more time, Kev.
Didn't want to put too much on. It kind of also just is more of a natural thing as well, how much your body can, develop and grow. I thought that was kind of a good number for me.
Do you feel a little more confident with the added weight and size?
Yeah, I'm always confident.
Jacob,
those are the wings you get when you build your back correctly. Everybody wants like the beach muscles and stuff, and you're doing biceps all day. Like that's doing some back work. It's doing some shoulder work. And then obviously the arms are huge. But he said that.
People are just throwing out body parts. Those are glutes, Johnny. Aren't glutes in your legs?
Glutes in your butt. Yeah.
Yeah. Lats.
Your butt. Like lats and stuff like that.
Okay. Got it. All right. Continue. Sorry. I couldn't even hear what he said the first time. I was so enthralled with his speak. Continue.
It was like the parents and peanuts. He admitted that he changed his diet. Like in college, he was a guy that didn't get up and he wasn't hungry for breakfast first thing. So he started to kind of square away his meals, added a couple, I think, eating windows. And so he was bulked up mostly on nutrition and also just coupling that with, a great fitness regimen that he's always had that, worked in favor of his age, I'm sure, and just in the work that he put in at the facility to gain 11 pounds of probably mostly, if not all, muscle.
So I looked it up before the show. Julio Jones, his rookie year was 220. And I think he looks like Julio Jones. Now, Julio Jones is a little bit more compact. I think he was an inch or two shorter than Marv. Marv, to me, last year, compared to this year, he almost had a frame last year. No disrespect. It was almost like Devontae Smith adjacent, right? Where he was like tall and lean and had speed and separation, but like a little bit of like the Slim Reaper look that, Kevin Durant, rest in peace here in the Valley as he departs for Houston. Like that's what it reminded me of. So it was like clear. He looks completely different now. And I'm sure our guy Frank Sanders was on earlier this summer talking with us. It was about being able to get off press man as you're jammed by corners and you're going up against safeties and, 2-on-1 coverage. And he had not an issue separating last year, but there was a disconnect getting the ball up in space. Those jump balls with he and Kyler Murray. Now it's like that's all upper body. Like even a guy, you remember DeAndre Hopkins did it better than anybody, and Fitz, by the way. I mean, those guys matured physically over time. They didn't come into the league like that. And I think we fell into this category, Bo, is like we assumed he was going to be like basically a ready-made prospect in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like we saw Jamar Chase come into the league as a ready-made prospect. But what did Jamar Chase do that year when he didn't play college football? He worked out all year. He got ready during the COVID year and worked out for 12 months and was physically ready to go. Marv didn't have that. And Marv's also 6'4", and it's harder for him to put on weight.
Yeah, just a lot taller frame. I mean, if you look at Jamar Chase, it's almost like a running back playing wide receiver with elite hands. Justin Jefferson, I think, plays at a lot lighter weight, but he's probably more of a guy that's going to go win, high points and balls, win with athleticism. Where I think Marv now, with the physicality and potential of playing at 220, can play both of those games. And he admitted that he's feeling just as fast as he ever has. And I don't think that the Cardinals would concede Marvin Harrison Jr. giving up any speed in place of bulking up. And their training is evolved so much to where you don't have to make, this or that. Like you can add weight, get stronger, but also keep your speed or even get faster. So it's not hard to do any longer, especially if you have the right training regimen. So Marvin Harrison Jr., man, and I think it's not just a body transformation. It's between the ears. It's the confidence that we've heard, from Kyler Murray and Trey McBride, who you hear from here shortly, that he's exuding now just by feeling more comfortable at this level and being with his teammates.
I just think about, not to do too many NBA analogies, but all these guys that come into pro sports and they're physical freaks in terms of like their height and speed combination and their length, right? Like Marv reminds me too much of guys that come into the NBA and they're physically long, right? And how, like, he measured almost 6'5", 6'4", and I don't know what the extra measurement were, but he had more room to fill out and grow. And he's a rare entity in that aspect. I think like Mike Evans put on weight his last year at Texas A&M. He came into the league thicker, right? The rest of these wide receivers that are coming out are thicker by comparison because they're more compact. And I think their game translates earlier. It was a perfect storm last year about not being behind physically, but not being what he is now, in conjunction with an offensive coordinator that didn't want to throw the ball deep, an offense that stymied his production with mediocre routes. I think we're going to look back and we're going to be like, it was damn impressive for him to have 900 yards, given all the circumstances, given their schedule and the inconsistencies. So
yeah,
I hope I'm right, because I honestly do believe like everything that could go wrong last year did go wrong, and he still exceeded, a lot of people's expectations.
Tied the team record for rookie touchdown.
Right.
Tied Larry Fitz and Anquan Bolden with 8. So it wasn't a complete loss for Marv and crew last year. But there also is an emphasis, when they talk about last year, when Marvin talks about last year, he doesn't talk about it like glowingly. He's not like, hey guys, I had almost 900 yards and tied a rookie record. Like he has higher expectations for himself. Kyler Murray has higher expectations for himself, and the offense. The offense is a big topic of discussion. It's going to be a big topic of discussion, I think, even through maybe this first 6 weeks, if they can avoid any lulls against some, defenses that they could feast on potentially. But, Trey McBride was talking today. We asked him to give us an update about the offense, and this is what the playmaking tight end gave us.
Yeah, 100%. I think we had a good season last year offensively, but there's always room to grow, and there's a lot of things that we didn't do well that we can improve on. And I think we have so many premier guys on this offense with James, Marvin, Mike, Dortch, Kyler, obviously, and a real strong front five. So I think the sky's the limit for this offense. I fully expect us to be a very dominant offense and to be very good in this league. So I'm excited to continue to grow, continue to get better, and play well with these guys.
I mean, you think about Trey, his first year, inactive, and it's like he's the best tight end in the NFL now. Like
29 catches. Yeah.
You just got to give this stuff time to breathe a little bit. So, but I agree with him. This needs to be an elite offense. There's too many good players. The trio of he and Marv and K1, that should be as good as it gets. I saw a tweet today. Lamar Jackson's 28 years old. Kyler Murray's either going to be 28 or is already 28. Like, we should be in this peak right now. We should be living life. We're going to talk about the rest of the NFC West. Like, Cardinals have players in their peak or approaching their peak that we should open up a window, and it should be big explosives to take from their head coach indefinitely, not the downturn where you got to put Matthew Stafford on ice and you're signing 100-year-old Devontae Adams like that. We should be entering a cusp of really nice elite level of offensive football here.
Yeah. Like somebody walks by and you smell the icy hot on Matthew Stafford and his sore back. You're not in those times. You've got a quarterback that should be in his prime, and you should be reaping the rewards of that. And I think Trey McBride, I love Trey McBride, loved his media availability today. It was great to hear from him, cover a ton during that time. But when he says dominant offense, as much as I love him, if he said that in year 1 or year 2, probably would have rolled my eyes. Cause what do you know what that looks like? I think now that he's going into year 4, he's got a good idea of what they need to do and where they need to go offensively in order to achieve that.
We'll never forget last year when the season was blown at Carolina and his emotional messaging to the team walking off the field. Like I want that every week from Trey McBride. And you want that from Kyler Murray, and you get that from Kyler Murray, but like when you have gamers, big personalities, and the rest of the locker room and the rest of your offensive skilled group can look at James Conner and look at Trey McBride, now Marv and Paris and Kyler Murray, and those are your foxhole guys. It's like we need a touchdown here. It's under 3 minutes to go. We're losing at San Francisco. We need 6 here. Like we watched it in Miami. They went right down the field and scored the game-winning field goal. They did what they needed to do. Like more instances like that. You have the continuity now, and that's what the Cardinals are banking on. They didn't add anybody. They didn't muddy this up with a developmental quarterback. They didn't take another wide receiver in the 2nd or 3rd round. They like this group, for better or worse, and they like the offensive coordinator that goes with it. So, I mean, we talk up and down about this defense, the players that they've added. It is moot. If this offense is underwhelming again in the second half, doesn't matter how good the defense is.
Right. It would help. I mean, if you got a top 10 group.
Yeah. Generally speaking.
Right.
I mean, the Cardinals defense was good at the end of last year.
you got to name of the game is scoring points. You got to be able to score points in the playoffs. I mean, you could probably sneak into a playoff berth, and then you could be one of those fraudulent teams, one and done in the wild card round.
I know their schedule's difficult at the end of the year, but man, like sometimes you just need an easy path early to get your mojo going. I mean, we think about like the teams that the Cardinals played at the beginning of 2021, things crashed and burned that season, but they got good mojo because they played a Tennessee team that wasn't ready. They played week 2. They had Minnesota, who finished under 500 at home. They didn't play a bunch of good defenses early, and they ate them alive. They got the Browns. They got a bunch. Houston was terrible, and it's like they had their mojo going until the injuries. Like Cardinals have the benefit of that this year. It's just like run up the score, Drew Petzing and Jonathan Gannon. Go out there against New Orleans and put a crooked number on them and say like, okay, we feel confident no matter who we're playing now. I feel like a big problem last year, that Rams game was an outlier, and most Sundays it looked difficult for them to score touchdowns. They could go 20-20 and they got in the red zone and it just did not look right. Whereas like, I get it. The Saints are terrible. We're counting our chickens before they hatch. They haven't played them yet. If you put up 40 points against the Saints and boat race them, you're feeling good going into the next week. And then the week after that, I don't care who it is. These are NFL players. They need that kind of mojo this year.
Yeah, you win those games, and then quickly the odds makers are looking at them going into week 3 on the road. San Francisco will probably learn a lot about San Francisco that suffered another wide receiver injury today. Nope.
Prayers up.
Look away, NFL fans. Nothing to see here. They're back, right? The Niners. But yeah, they might be the margin of the spread might shrink a little bit, even more so, and they'll get more and more confidence, and the confidence will continue to roll for the offense if they can come out and do some things, show some things that people have been craving for now, full season's worth of time.
Yeah, and we're going to hear more from Marv and Trey right around the corner, and we're also going to get to your Super Chats. We got almost double-digit Super Chats. Be patient. We're going to get to them. We're going to get through it all. Your complete cards coverage here. It's PHNX Cardinals. Thanks to everybody watching live on YouTube or otherwise. Thanks to our friends at Empire Today, by the way. If you haven't heard about Empire Today, now's the chance to get an upgrade in your flooring for a huge discount right now. Empire Today, they live and breathe flooring. They're going to be with you every step of the way. It's a whole different ball game. Their flooring experts bring the showroom right to you. You can get precise measurements taken. They're there to answer all your questions. Again, they've got the right flooring and colors for your space, clear upfront inclusive pricing. You can schedule installation as soon as the next day. Regardless, get that free home estimate because some things are just better at home. PHNX listeners, you're going to get $350 off when the bonus code PHNX is inserted. Again, PHNX for $350 off. Restrictions apply. Visit Empire Today/PHNX for more details, Bo.
Take the $350 that you could save on flooring and reinvest it. Where do you reinvest it? Where do you put it? Where does your money go? You ever look at your bank account and say, where the hell did my money go? And then you look at it, you're online, and it's like, oh, I got Uber Eats, I got DoorDash, I got Grubhub way too many times last week, or I've paid for way too many streaming services. Monarch Money is going to help you out. It's going to be your personal CFO. It's going to say, you don't need all those streaming services. Reallocate those funds over here. Take that $350 and let's make more money for it. Make your money work for you with Monarch Money. Start growing financially with Monarch Money. It's the #1 budgeting app according to the Wall Street Journal, and it's going to connect your bank accounts, credit cards, investments, and saving goals, and track everything in one clean, easy dashboard. It's going to be right before your eyes and at your fingertips. MonarchMoney.com. Just by being a viewer, a listener of PHNX Cardinals, you get half off your first year with MonarchMoney.com. Go to MonarchMoney.com. Use the code PHNX for 50% off your first year. That's MonarchMoney.com, code PHNX.
We appreciate everybody dropping us a like here. Again, 500 likes is the goal as we approach 400 live on YouTube. We appreciate all of you. And get those diehard memberships now. Come hang with us in the exclusive member Discord. We heard more from MHJ, specifically talking about the franchise quarterback. Here is number 18 talking about number 1.
A lot of work, man. A lot of work. Obviously, we knew that's something that for the team to reach its goal is something we got to do better than we did last year. So we spent a lot of time all season, probably on the field too, but just off the field as well, just developing that relationship. Yeah, I mean, his leadership has gotten better, every single year. Obviously, I've only been here for probably a year and a little bit changed now. So, but for me, it's just I've seen the leader who he is. I know he kind of has his own perception of what a lot of people think of him. And just like when I got here, it was a total opposite, man. He's just been such a great leader. Talks to all the guys, uplifts everybody, and really brings out the best in everybody. Like when it's time to turn that switch on, it's time to, go fast and go hard. He's going to be the first one to get everybody going. So, and then obviously off the field as well, just bringing everybody together. He's done a fantastic job.
Look, and those comments echo what Trey McBride said as well. It's just Kyler Murray showing the leadership qualities that, you go outside of this market, people are not, they're going to be not know about. And, it's him getting his playmakers together again, putting probably most, if not all, the bill, get into California and make sure, they're growing camaraderie, the chemistry that's necessary to compete at this level and be the cohesive unit that you want as a team, as an offense. It's just, he continues to do the right things. You like Kyler Murray is doing everything within his power to put him and the Cardinals in a position for success.
It's the key to the season, that relationship, and with all due respect to the other 51 members of the roster, like Kyler and Marv are going to set the tempo for what the Cardinals look like, how they play. Their success equals team success. We know the Cardinals have the goods elsewhere. Like Jonathan Gannon has checked all the other boxes. He's got the right offensive coordinator to scheme up a run game and protection. He's got the right young defensive coordinator now with the right kind of tools, especially in his front seven. Take the football away, get pressure. You have to have more explosive quarterback wide receiver play. And again, this is why you drafted him 4th overall, because you had the confidence in your 1st overall quarterback once upon a time that they could be a marriage in the desert that long-term. I remember Kyler Murray celebrating the Marv selection wearing an Anquan Bolden throwback jersey at his house, how excited he was about this. And again, were the expectations high last year? Of course there were. And there were some Sundays where we felt like this is the beginning, right? The Miami game, the Rams game, but there were too many games in between where Marv and Kyler Murray just were not on the same page, and they needed more time. And they've been together all off season. And I hate to use this term, but I'll say it now. It's now or never for this combination, in my opinion. Like you have to get to a point at the baseline where game-winning drives, 1,200 plus yards, Kyler Murray ripping it through the air like vintage D-Hop, Christian Kirk offense. Because if it doesn't work this year, then people are going to say like, okay, what's an ingredient we can subtract? Offensive coordinator, quarterback, right? That like those are going to be the conversations that people want to have, and they're not going to wait, by the way, to have those conversations till January. Yeah. If this offense looks stagnant throwing the football, people are going to be pissed in September and October.
Yeah, so many things can change for being consistent around this organization, this team. But one thing that needs to be a constant is Marvin Harrison Jr. and Kyler Murray. And you see it around the league. Like there are duos all around the league that are, name brands, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, whoever's throwing the football. You've got AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts, and you've got Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. It's like needs to be Kyler Murray, Marvin Harrison Jr. And no matter how the game's going, that remains a force that's a constant for the Arizona Cardinals on offense.
Yeah, 100% right. Kyler Murray is the straw that stirs the drink, but the drink this year is number 18. We got more from Marv and Trey McBride. You want to hit on?
Yeah, what do we have from Trey? No, we just got the one from Trey, and we heard from Marv.
We have Marv on expectations.
Yeah, let's hear
Marv's
that.
Expectations.
Exactly. The expectation, it don't matter at all. It's like our goals aren't going to change based off someone else's expectations kind of thing, Like I said, our goal is to win the game, win every game that we can. And whether that's someone expects us to win a certain amount of games is not going to change, what our goals are. So expectations don't matter to us at all.
You just see how he carries himself. He just looks and sounds different this year.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Yeah. And even with him sounding different, and you'll hear this from Jonathan Gannon, like Teo Mackey of AZ Central asked Gannon what his expectations were. Similar to what Marvin's saying. Marvin said, win the game. He's talking singular, focus on 1 week. Gannon was saying, I'm just thinking about the process. I'm thinking about today, day one of the training camp. Gannon mentioned about bringing in a psychologist that they talked to the other day about, where they need to be mentally and focused to take that next step. And he's not thinking, and the team is thinking about, well, this is what we need to do to get to January, and then how we need to have success in January. They are just narrow focused on the, what they need to do on any given day. And it's not a great soundbite, because you want them to come up and say, we're a Super Bowl team. We expect to be playing, big games in December and January and into February. You want to hear that. And this is what, we're going to do offensively. And these are the numbers. And these are the, the people we're going to be around with, the Chases, the Burrows, the Mahomes, the Lamar Jacksons, and the Ravens of the world. But they're not going to do that for you. It's unfortunate, but until they can kind of back it up with their actions and their play, it's fine with me. I'm fine with that.
You mean nobody asked him, like the Tennessee head coach and GM, if they could win a Super Bowl tomorrow? No one, Teo Mackey or Bo Brock or Donnie Druin didn't ask that today? Excuse me, coach, do you think you could win the Super Bowl tomorrow? Anybody see that clip from Tennessee? Can't wait to play them.
It was, it was bad. There was a lot of bad going on around the country, around the NFL. And I think like the Cardinals avoided that for the most part. I mean, it sucks that your top pick is down. That was the big, thing that's maybe sullied first day of school for the Cardinals. But outside of that, you don't have one of the worst quarterback battles, and Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson throwing picks here and there. And, Jackson Dart, first round pick, his first interception, was it a pick six that was reported? I mean, it's just,
first pass.
You look around the league, right? And it's just like, you look over here and it's like Tennessee, they're being asked about Super Bowl aspirations after being the number one pick in the draft, and horrible quarterback battles and ancient QBs that are on team number 3, 4, 5. And it's just, you don't have that here. You have a team that's focused on taking the next step, and it's refreshing.
It's refreshing that all of you are going to drop a like right now as we go into overtime. PHNX Cardinals goes to OT on day one of training camp. Who would have thought? We appreciate everybody here. Hammer that like button. You mentioned it earlier. San Francisco 49ers wide receiving core incomplete and other shambles here. So they are missing Brandon Ayuk. They've got a trade request from one Juwan Jennings. Ricky Pearsall, who was shot 11 months ago, came back, played okay last year, is on the PUP list. Then Jacob Cowing, formerly of U of A, pulled a hamstring during individual drills today. He's out. So they worked out I can't pronounce his first name. I apologize. St. Brown, formerly of the New Orleans
Equinemius?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Brandon Ayuk is nowhere to be found. And by the way, I saw this today. Got a lot of rub and pub out east. Deebo Samuel looking pretty good for the Commanders. Oh, really? Deebo Samuel's a good football player? Maybe you shouldn't have given him away for a ham sandwich. San Francisco 49ers. There is part of me that still believes that there's a segment of people nationally that still think Deebo plays for San Francisco.
Yeah. No, if you're to, I think, look at how people are projecting or ranking the San Francisco 49ers going into the 2025 season, people probably still do hold that belief in the belief that Christian McCaffrey is 2023 Christian McCaffrey and everything is all well and good. It's butterflies and roses in Santa Clara, the Bay Area, San Francisco area. It's just not the case. This is a team that is just already dealing with injuries to key players, and they're going to have things are going to have to go right for them to have success. And then that's on the offensive side of football. Where they struggled mightily last year was defensively. And I know they brought in Robert Saleh, but Robert Saleh, if you watched him coach for the Jets, and I know that's in a head coaching capacity, he's not a miracle worker. He had talent the last time he was successful. In one of the most loaded defensive rooms for the Niners in their run to the Super Bowl a couple of seasons ago. This is not that room. DeForest Buckner's not walking through that door. You've got a guy from Indiana and you got a guy from Texas that were day 2 picks. It's just, come on, guys. Let's be real about this. Also, we also put a stop to the Scary Terry. Like, Scary Terry McLaurin's not going anywhere. No. I know he's holding out with Washington, but their window is open officially. They're not going to get rid of their best receiver coming off an NFC Championship appearance.
He's got all the leverage. He should use it. They're going to pay him. They have no choice. It's great. Like, yeah, he'll bleed them dry. And Washington's viable. Like, and that's one of those instances in which, like, this holdout makes a lot of sense. If you're Juwan Jennings, I don't know, like, what you expect. You're making $7 million. You got a raise last year, and you're the number one receiver by default. That's because your team has had gross negligence with that position.
Is making comments saying, as far as Brandon Ayuk, we don't have a timetable for him yet. So Juwan Jennings is probably like, well, let me leverage this bad boy.
That team, be ready. It's going to be like triple running back, Army, Navy offense. Let's go. Cardinals stop the run on first, second, and third down. San Francisco's putting. They're gonna have a tough time throwing the football this year. We're jumping into your super chats now. We appreciate everybody. Again, drop a like, drop a super chat, answering any and all questions here to kick off training camp. Our guy Shaft, $10. Appreciate you, my guy. Still no luck in the live chat, but I'm more excited that football is finally here. I hope Walter Nolen doesn't have the same issue that Darius had. Those interested in playing fantasy football, look for me at practice tomorrow. Oh, awesome. So Shaft's going to be at practice tomorrow. Still working to get Shaft into the member Discord, but one of our diehards, part of our community here at PHNX Sports. Yeah. We appreciate you, my guy.
Yeah. And Shaft, are you doing it on a desktop? Are you on the app? Or we got to figure out, we got to get this guy back being able to chat amongst the people.
Yes.
He's one of our most loyal diehards right now. And we need to get him back up to speed. Got to get him at full strength. We miss you, my guy, but always thankful for your generous super chats. Keeping it going. How about our guy Donnie picking spreads 199, all caps. Football is back. I needed this so badly, man. I hope it's just because you love the game. We know that nothing's going on, that you just needed to pick me up of camp. But look, it's always great. Everybody, it's like the first day of school. I think we all had a little pep in our step, felt a little extra juice today, despite some of the news that came out of camp.
Trevor, $4.99. Love this one. Can't wait for the season. We'll be watching the show at Disneyland this weekend. Hell yeah, Trev. I'll drink a blue milk for you, Johnny. Well, I appreciate that. Get your blue milk at Star Wars Land. Bo doesn't even understand what that means. They have the green milk too now. I've tried both. The blue milk's the better option. It's also great, Trev.
It's better. It's just probably food coloring.
Okay. Don't come on. Trev and I are having a conversation. Trevor, they have this fantastic cold brew at Star Wars Land. Check it out. It's got Cocoa Puffs on the top. My wife and I always get it. But regardless, appreciate you watching from the happiest place on earth.
Wow. What an adult. Hey, at the Star Wars Land at Disneyland, you can get sugary cereal on your drink. You get like a bendy straw too. Was it
any conversations about our families going to Disneyland now is not happening because of those comments. I can't believe you besmirching Disneyland on the day where Walter Nolen goes down. How dare you?
It's disrespectful. It's disrespectful. Our guy Shaft back at it. $10. Let's keep in mind Dalvin and Calais are older. No guarantee that they play beyond 2025. Instead of going with experience over youth for 5th and 6th spots, I'd stay with use in case Dallas and Cal or Dal and Cal. Oh, Dalvin and Calais, round 1 and done.
Yeah, to me, it's like you got to lean on the older guys early, and then hopefully the younger guys, Shaft, pick up the baton and run with it at the end of the year. Like, saw at the end of last year, some of the older players up front for the Cardinals started to wear down, and that's when you needed Darius to be an impact player. Like, look at the LA Rams. They had Braden Fisk and Jared Verse playing their best football at the end of the year. Those guys were invisible when the Cardinals played them in week 2. Yeah. So this stuff takes time. It's a long season too, guys. Like, he just got hurt. The season goes until January at the earliest it ends. So we're going to see Big 97, I think, sooner rather than later. Bees. We got another one from Shaft. Shaft just pumping in the $10 today. We appreciate you, Shaft. I'm so pumped about the Cardinals. I can just feel the vibes, Bo, with this team. I'm not worried at all. I have faith in JG, Nick, and Drew will work their magic. My only concern is with potential injuries. Of course, you can't project that, Bo.
Yeah. And look, this is an organization, this is a team, coaching staff that said that deal with some pretty serious injuries. So, unfortunately, it's something that they're familiar with. You just hope that they can maybe get some key players back before the lights get a little bit brighter during the regular season. Shaft, one more time, $10.
Wow,
what's his tally up at? $40?
Yeah, $40 for Shaft.
Oh, I think over.
Over 40? Unbelievable, Shaft. So generous, man. Marvin changed his diet. What did he eat? A gorilla or something? His upper body, damn, he looks like he could play middle linebacker. Good luck trying to wrestle the ball away from Marv this year. Large animal of any kind. But yeah, Marv got massive this offseason, over 10 pounds of muscle.
I mean, he watches Trey McBride stiff arm people and James Conner run over people. I'm sure that's contagious. So build that into your repertoire. This just feels like, of all things are equal, Marv is going to have a big year. And I love the comments about hearing about the other wide receivers, and he's fully aware of that. And I'm sure that drives him, among other things, Bo.
Yeah. Star Wars nerds pleading for me to stop involving myself in the conversation. God forbid when the co-host, chime in on the conversation on the show. Ozzy saying, Bo, stop being a negative Nancy, math to the power of Joe. Yeah, Bo, stay out of Star Wars combos. Never.
Yeah, stay away. B 467 $2, formerly requesting a JV 49ers rant for the culture. I think we did a mini one. I'll double down here, Bees. That team right now, they were all over my timeline yesterday. They were all over ESPN. I flipped it on. I immediately turned it off. I need them to be dead. I need that team to be blown up, but it won't until you take care of Kyle Shanahan. He has to lose this year. They have to do. And I think Kyle Shanahan's an A+ coach. That's the unfortunate part.
Yeah.
Until Shanahan's gone, they will be relevant. We need a Jim Tom Sula. We need, Chip Kelly to come back, the ghost of Chip Kelly. That's when they're really going to be down, and we are just going to kick them wholeheartedly. But here's what I don't want to hear, Bo. I don't want to hear people snarking in the chat. And I love this chat, but general chats. And then people, especially on Twitter, like, don't talk shit about the 49ers. That'll come back to bite us. The Cardinals are better than San Francisco. They historically have not been. This is our time to shine. This is the time where we're able to speak on this. They swept the 49ers last year. They line up competitive. They're going to eat. Will Johnson's going to eat that receiving core alive. So don't tell me not to talk shit about the 49ers. It's all I'm going to do.
Go, Johnny, go. Go, Johnny V.
This will bite us if you keep doing it. It's like
has no impact. Yeah, has no impact. Just got to play good football.
Their fans are the worst. Go ahead.
Oh,
sorry.
Yeah,
they're the worst.
They
people.
talk way too much trash.
Yeah.
$2. Hope Petzing loves our new tight end, Marvin Harrison Jr.
Don't you put that evil on me, Bees. Don't you put that. He's sneaking in.
What are you talking about? Let's get Marv out there and 13 personnel in the red zone.
There were some really good comments earlier in the show, basically like, I can't wait for this to be Marv to be used as an even bigger decoy now. And if we'll probably do a show on this at some point, like, who is under the most pressure right now for the Cardinals, coaching staff, players, or otherwise, in your opinion? Is it Drew Like right now, today, is it Drew Petzing?
right now, yes. No games have been played, and it's just you're looking at the group that needs to kind of prove it this year, no doubt about it. But then you look at the players, you look at the guys on offense, and it's like the team is doubling down on you, tripling down on you. This is year 7 for your quarterback. You know, your 4th overall pick. This is year 2 for him, where players are coming in and having immediate success, instant success. The pressure is on the offensive side of football, no doubt about it. And I think when you start to look at players versus coaches, like coaches, play callers always are kind of on the chopping block, on the hot seat.
AZ Jones says Kyler's under the most pressure. I think a lot of people would agree with that. I mean, there's some combination of 1-2-2-1. I mean, Marv's probably 3rd on that list, just in terms of like public perception, teetering on. Like Drew Petzing can set himself up for more head coaching opportunities this year, or he can be a scapegoat for a team that underachieves. Kyler Murray can be the quarterback of this franchise for the next 5+ years, or we're going to be having conversations we don't want to be having in January and February. Marvin Harrison Jr. can reestablish himself as that draft's best receiver, or people are going to be saying, "Oh, you should have taken Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas Jr." And we're gonna have answers on all those. I think here in the next couple of months. That's the beauty of the NFL. It's like the game is played on the field. Results are the only thing that matters. Like you can tweak statistics in other sports. The NFL, it's a winners league, especially for the quarterback. So I am optimistic that they're all going to get it done, though. I think we'll be talking about this group glowingly, hopefully by the end of the year.
Yeah. As I mentioned, low tempo today. Probably see things ratcheted up a little bit tomorrow. We're not going to be in pads and shells just yet, but due to CBA rules and all that. But day 2 continues tomorrow. We got content that's going to be hitting, of course, PHNX Sports here on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like this video. Haven't done so already. Like the content that's going to be coming your way. Shorts, VODs. We got it all for you. Training camp is kicked off, and this show is just really kind of ramping up, getting you ready for the huge 2025 season for your favorite football team, the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, drop us a like. Again, get us to 500 likes and subscribe here. Become a diehard. Go PHNX.com. We want to see you in that Discord.
$36.
That's it. $36. Yeah. You get the MHJ or the K1 celebratory tee. They're fully in stock. We got all sizes now. We are ready to roll. If you see us at camp, say what's up. Bo will be back out there mañana. I'll be out there Friday and Sunday. In the meantime, for Kev, Bo, I'm Johnny Venerable. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.